Hello, here's a first look at the Contiental Terra Trail tire, and this one's a 40C tire, and it's meant for gravel bikes. It's 700C, and that's the one I purchased. There's a little information on the back here for the wheel size and the diameter. So the size I have is, I believe, the 40. That's 40 millimeters wide by the bead seat diameter 622 millimeters, which is for 700C tires. The diameter looks like, or circumference, 2244 millimeters, and for the 40C it looks like the recommended inner width rim size is 23 millimeters wide for inner width, which is a lot wider than older standards. I went ahead and opted to get the Terra Trail tire. There's supposed to be a little bit more thicker knobs on it, and so it may be a little better for the front. But I also got another one for the rear because I've heard that if you're in muddy sections, the Terra Speed, which is the sister tire to this, might not have enough thick knobs if you are in some deep mud. However, I don't have any experience with that, so maybe the Terra Speed is perfect for you. So this one's a tubeless compatible one, and there's a size right here, 40C by 622. It's equivalent. It could be used as a 700C rims. Definitely not sponsored by Amazon or anyone or Contiental, so I did pay the full price for this. Fortunately, I got them on sale, and they were only like $41 US each. I think it went back up in price to over 50, between 50 and $60. I think MSRP is $60 US per tire. So let's go ahead and open this up, take a look at this tire, and see what's inside this box. I have not opened it before, leaving that up to this to see what's inside. Alright, there's the tire. It feels pretty heavy, especially if you compare it to a road tire like a Contiental GP 4000 or 5000, and it is pretty big. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So I got this Contiental tire. I was debating between this Contiental Terra, which was released I believe in late 2019, and it is tubeless ready. I was debating between that and the WTB Nano, which seems to be a favorite among gravel riders, and I just found this cheaper than the WTB Nano, which I couldn't find for less than $50, so this was $10 off, so I decided to give this a shot. Both of them are 40 millimeters wide, and this one, it looks like it does not have a center channel that goes all the way through, or groove for that the Nano has. It can be a little different, and there are a lot of little nubs, so hopefully it'll be a good kind of gravel dirt tire. Alright, just got to be careful not to cut the tire when you're taking this band off. It's on pretty tight, so go ahead, let's remove this. Probably comes with some safety information along with the tire here. I'm kind of excited to set this up tubeless to see if I could run less pressure than my 700C by 33 millimeter cyclocross tires currently. Here's a quick look at the safety instructions in English right here in the middle of the screen. Go ahead and pause it if you want to read it. I guess we'll just briefly look at these pictures. Contiental tire check and tire mounting. There's also rim, tape, and tube check information here. So I'll go ahead and look at this, and then I'll go ahead and move it over to the next section. And it says hints for braking and riding, Contiental tire removal, and it looks like a little chart here. It might be pretty useful, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. So I was hoping it'd be a tire pressure chart, but it's not. I guess I could look at this tire and it shows for the 40 millimeters the rim width well base rims. Not sure what that is, but I have over here hooked bead rims. I don't have the new hookless beads. And it says that they would like to see a 19C, 21C, or 23C, and I believe that's the millimeters from the inside of the beads of the width of the rim on the inside. Alright, back to the tire. Let's go take this apart and see what this tire looks like in a close-up. So here's a close look at the tire here, and it seems like there's all these little brand new things sticking out, all the rubber, and it does say, if you could see, 40-622 or 28 by 1.5 inches. There's also here a rotational direction, and it's interesting that there is a rotational direction and it's off to the right, as you can see. And if you look at the tread here, it doesn't appear that there's actual a difference or distinguish. Maybe there is. Let me take a close look. So here's the rotational direction. Let's see if these nubs are, yeah, I guess there might be some distinction between the front and the back, but I can't really tell that they're not like triangles. They're not distinctly in a shape where it's easy to distinguish the front or back, and I don't see any grooves to shed the water away on the direction of travel. But I'll just follow the recommendation and install it per how Contiental wants it. Max pressure 5 bars. That's actually quite a bit. 73 psi gauge pressure for these tires. I don't think I'll ever get that high. I was thinking of running them closer to 40 psi. Looks like Contiental has not outsourced these tires, so it does say that they are made in Germany. And I'm not sure what TWI stands for. Also, I've been looking, see on the side here, there's a little nub here, and there's a little hole there. I'm not sure if those are wear indicators, but I'm thinking you could just go ahead and look at the thickness of the knobs here, and when they run low, that should be your indication to get new tires or to replace them. There's also some other numbers on the side of the tire. I'm not sure what those refer to. And then again, there's another hole right there. So there's actually quite a few of them. And maybe, I guess, if you wear the knobs out and you can't see those holes, it's definitely time to replace the tire. If you know what the holes are, go ahead and leave comments in the comment section below, because I'm not sure what those nubs are for, especially on a gravel tire like this. Let's go ahead and measure the height of those nubs to see how tall they are. That way we get an idea that if you already have these and you've been riding them for a little bit and you want to measure them to see how they compare with brand new, you could compare them to the numbers that I have. Alright, so I have this and I'm going to measure it about this much. So that should be about the thickness right there. And let's bring this in, and it comes about 2.67 millimeters high. So the ones in the middle are a lot lower. And I don't know if you can see there. I'm going to go ahead and measure these. Okay, and it's about that much. They're not that big, and that's about 1 millimeter tall for the middle section. Now on the inside, I can't see any or close-up of threads per inch, but there is what appears to be some lines in the other direction. And then now let's go ahead and look at the bead itself on the side. Now taking a look at this bead on the side, we could see that there's a little bit of a lip here. It's kind of hard to see in the video. See if I could get it. Just a little bit, so I guess when I bend it in you can see a little bit, but not a big one. So maybe it's meant for both hookless and hooked rims, because there's a little bit of a bump here, indentation. There's no indication of weight, and I'm going to guess these are, I don't know, 500 grams. Let's see what this scales come out to be. I might have to try balancing this pretty well. And it's, let me balance this and then record. 462 grams. Alright, here's an easier way. I'm just going to tear this, and then I'm going to wrap it around Okay, it's at 0. And then I'm going to wrap it around my tire. Now it's -3. Okay, 462 grams. I think that's what I had it earlier before I balanced it. And that's without the weight of the string. Alright, so here's a look at the Contiental Terra Trail 40mm wide tires mounted on my older Mavic Serum SL wheel. This is the front wheel, and I think the inner width is measured to be about 13mm to 15mm wide. So between the narrower section, not over these nubs, this narrower section right here comes out to be about 36.5mm wide. Now if I measure the thickness over the knobs, right here you can see the knobs, comes into about 38.5mm wide, right over these, because the knobs stick out, as you can see, a little further. So we got 38.5mm and then a little over 36 at that area. Again, these are on some thin, narrow, I believe 13mm internal width rims. Alright, so I went ahead and mounted up these Contiental Terra Trail tubeless ready 40mm tires, and I mounted them to my HED Belgium Plus rims, and these are 21mm internal diameter. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that did to the tire width. So now on the thinner part of the tire, not between the knobs, we get 37.8mm, and the knobs are a little less pronounced because it stretched them out a little bit. And if I find two knobs here, it comes out to almost exactly 40mm by the knobs, and then again 38.8 or 38.7 without the knobs. So you could see here, like it's a little skinnier here, and these knobs stick out a little. So the knobs on the outside right here be 40, and then you lose about 1.3mm if you measure right here. Well, there you have it, the contents of the Contiental Terra Trail tubeless gravel tire. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm planning on having a lot of great content in the upcoming future. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.